Good afternoon, teachers, parents, and friends. First, I would like to start with a question. How are you guys feeling right now? Are you guys sleepy? Well, if you are, then I can relate as well, because it's been a long day for all of us. But just so you know, you're not doing anything wrong. Your superpower is kicking in early, or you probably didn't rest enough last night. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here today to share with you the magical superpower that sleep brings, and what happens if you don't get enough. But first, let me ask you a question. Who here likes to play video games or watch YouTube videos on their phone? Please raise your hand, please. Okay, so a lot of people here seems to like mobile devices and do a lot of things on them. But have you ever felt the cold shiver down your spine when you're getting to the best part of a video or about to win a game you worked so hard for, but then the red battery bar appears? 1%. In this situation, you probably become superheroes. You dive across the room, you flip pillows, and you hunt every closet you have just to find a charger. But if we treat our devices like the most precious things on earth, why do we regularly skip our own biological recharge? And here comes another question. When was the last time you felt that you were in a scramble to recharge your battery when it hit 1%? Yes, most of you never even had the urgency to charge yourself. But the complicated question is, why do we prefer our devices rather than ourselves? We should put our health and safety at the top, right? So today, I'm talking about sleep, which is a thing many people do on autopilot and never realize it's an essential high-performance superpower that's needed for survival. And today, I will tell you why. First, let's start with your brain. Your brain is the most expensive piece of equipment that you own. It's so expensive that there is no legal way to transplant a brain in any country on earth. But every second you are awake, your brain creates metabolic waste. They're like the dirty food scraps and dishes in a busy restaurant's kitchen. At the end of the day, they're everywhere. But someone's gonna clean them up, right? And those people who cleans the restaurant up are the night shift janitors. They come in, they clean the place, and to make sure that it's in peak performance for the next day of service. Same goes for your brain. Your brain's janitors are not people, but rather a fluid called the lymphatic system. And during deep sleep, it switches on and literally comes in and washes away and literally power washes your brain. But did you know that in this process, your brain cells actually shrink by 60% in order for the fluid to rush in? And this is a surprising science fact. Many people nowadays consider small brain cells as dumb. But this is a scientific process that literally makes you smarter, not dumber. But imagine if the kitchen didn't get its night cleaning service. It would be slow and dirty, right? And same goes for your brain. If your kitchen does not get clean, it will be slow and inefficient. And if we're using restaurants for this example, if you know anything about restaurants, no kitchen, no food, no service. Which is why the kitchen needs to be clean, because this acts as the literal CEO of the whole restaurant. It's even more important than the owner itself. Now, do you guys want good memory? Well, what if I told you just by sleeping more, you can increase your study ability by 40%? Studies show that with more sleep, you will memorize things better. And here's some proof. Your brain's inbox, called the hippocampus, is like a sponge. It's really good at sucking up water or information during the day. But due to heat, the water slowly evaporates, leaving little to no water behind. Same goes for your brain. Sleep is like pressing the save button and squeezing water from the sponge into a water bottle. This is a more permanent reservoir. And sometimes you pull an all-nighter just to work harder. But did you know that doing this is like typing a long digital essay and then closing the device without pressing save? You lose all your information and effort, and nobody wants that, right? Now, athletes, listen up. Do you guys want performance? Well, what if I told you there was a legal performance enhancer in all sports that is literally free and you don't even have to buy it? You just close your eyes and there you go. You have your superpower, sleep. Now, the reason this is so important for performance is that during deep sleep, your body releases human growth hormone. They're like the repair crew that fix the micro tears in your body's muscles and infrastructure. And also, during REM sleep, or the deep sleep stage, this is where you dream. Your brain replays all the experience you practiced during the day through a simulator. But this isn't just some normal simulator. This is a simulator that runs the experience at 10 times the normal speed, which is why after you wake up the next day, you suddenly become good, agile, and powerful. That's because the pickleball serve has been playing inside your brain all night, but through 10 times the speed of the normal experience, which is why you might feel sharper after sleep. A famous study from Stanford University shows that basketball players who slept more, preferably 8 to 9 hours per night, saw a 9% improvement in shooting accuracy and improved sprint speed. Now, this is just from sleeping more. The basketball players didn't even do anything else. They just simply slept. Wait, but have you guys ever felt that a small joke from a friend made you want to cry? Or a small mistake that you made felt like the world was ending? Well, that's because you probably didn't rest enough. And I've been there too. And now that I've thought about it, we were missing our emotional shields. Driven by your prefrontal cortex, when you are well rested, your logical brain acts like the CEO, keeping you calm, focused, and in control under heavy pressure. But now I want to talk about the amygdala, which is your body's alarm for stress and anger. When you are well rested, your brain and the amygdala link with literal steel chains. They link very heavily and keeping you calm, focused, even under heavy pressure. But if you don't sleep, the connection snaps and you become 60% more emotionally reactive and 60% more reactive to stress. Here, you're not just cranky, you're being emotionally defenseless. Sleep gives you the mental toughness to handle anything and everything that life throws at you. But wait, if sleep is a medicine, can you take too much of it? Well, yes and no. See, many people say that if I sleep more, I'm just extending the period of the superpower happening. But nothing could be more far from the truth. Oversleeping causes a false alarm called chronic inflammation. An easy way to think about this is that there are many military soldiers inside your body. They are only deployed when they are needed. And these are called immune cells. But when you oversleep, your body's master clock gets jet lagged. And it sends out these immune cells to stay on a high alert. Because it's thinking, why is it 10 a.m. and we're still in bed? And that's why it sends out these immune cells to stay on high alert. But your brain doesn't know is there's no bad guy to fight. Which is why these immune cells can stay in your bloodstreams for days, weeks, and sometimes even months, leaving you heavy and stiff. Another way to think about this is like a car engine, left idling all night in the garage without moving an inch. It wears the parts and decreases the performance, which is why you don't want to oversleep, because then that might happen to you as well. And the thing is, if you oversleep, such as 11 or 12 hours per night, you might feel heavy, stiff, and less agile with slower reaction speed the next day. Which is why, if sleep is a medicine, you have to take the perfect amount. You need to find the Goldilocks zone. Not too little, not too much, but just right. Now, here are some fun facts. Did you guys know that dolphins sleep with only half of their brain at a time, so they can never have to stop swimming? Also, every animal on Earth knows that sleep is a life or death necessity. Your dog never ever misses a nap. And that's why we humans, when we skip or delay sleep, we're not being tough. We're glitching our own system. Also, humans are the only species on Earth that willingly skip or delay sleep for no reason. A dog won't stay up an hour later just to watch one more episode. A lion won't pull an all-nighter to finish a project. Which is why every time we skip or delay sleep, we're glitching our own system without even realizing it. Now, after all the points I have discussed with you through the presentation, here's your mission for tonight. When you lay in bed and the lights go out, don't think of it as going to sleep. Think of it as activating the night shift. You start the internal cleaning crew, you hit the neural save button, you let your body repair itself, and you raise your emotional shield. The four main words are clean, save, repair, and protect. Which is why, here's the most important thing I want to say to you throughout this presentation. Good luck and good night, because the best version of you starts with a pillow. Thanks for listening.